We'll now reconvene regular session. Ms. Copperfield, would you please take roll?
Mrs. Briggs,
Here.
Mr. Cackle,
Here.
Mrs. Klein,
Here.
Mr. Neal,
Here.
Dr. Parsons, Mr. Peden,
Here.
Mr. Steele,
Here.
Ms. Taylor,
Here.
Mrs. West Warner, here, Mrs. Wright,
Here.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve this evening's agenda.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous 8-0. Would everyone please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
3.04 and 3.05. I'll entertain a motion to approve the regular and executive session minutes for July 27th, 2026 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. We are now at section 4.01, public session. The school board welcomes the opportunity to hear from the public during our public comment session at the beginning and end of each public session. Members of the public speaking as individuals or members who represent an organization will be allotted up to 3 minutes. As per board policy BDDH, to ensure compliance with the First Amendment, the board will not permit extended public comments in favor of or against individual staff members. Any remarks that are defamatory or that infringe upon the privacy rights of a student or employee may subject the speaker to personal liability. We thank you for adhering to this policy when sharing public comments.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. One person signed up in person, Colby Custis.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Colby Custis, and I'm the Vice President of Teachers for the Indian River Education Association. On behalf of Indian River School District teachers, I want to express our sincere gratitude to the incredible local businesses and community partners who have stepped up to support our classrooms at the start of the 26-27 school year. To our local business leaders, through your generosity, whether it be supporting teachers during Back to School Teacher Week, clearing Amazon classroom wish lists, providing giveaways, or donating gift cards, you have made a direct impact where it matters most, in our classrooms and for our students. Every day, teachers work to create classrooms where students feel safe, supported, engaged, and ready to learn. When community partners invest directly in teachers, you help turn ideas into opportunities and resources into meaningful learning experiences. We know it takes a village to raise a child, and Indian River is fortunate to have a community that believes in that responsibility. To each business and organization that has contributed, please know that your support does not go unnoticed. Our teachers see you, our students directly benefit from you, and our district is stronger because of you. A huge shout out to our Sussex County local businesses, neighboring organizations, and the many other partners who have stepped up to support our teachers and students in a multitude of ways. This list represents just a few of the partners who have made a meaningful impact. A&A Air Services, Allen Harim, Bethany Beach Books, CMB Complete Cleaning and Construction, Chick-fil-A Millsboro, Kelly Mioli, BR Gas, McDonald's Food Carts, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air, Delaware's 92.9 in collaboration with Delaware Solid Waste Authority, Delaware's 94.7 WDSD, DeFebo's Market, Dockside Kitchen, Finish Line Self-Storage in Milton, the Freeman Foundation Art Supply Drive, Fulton Bank, the Good Old Boy Foundation, House of Townsend, Keller Williams Realty, Kim Benton State Farm Agency, Mount Air, Pam Price and Associates Realty, Preston Automotive, Queen of Clean, RYJ Construction, Travis Camerzell with Infinity Credit and Financial Services, United Church. Several food trucks and vendors such as Bub's Grubs, Coastal Freeze, Coastal Lemonades, Coastal Sky, Love Thai, Meals on Wheels in Lewis, Taco Rijo, and Tipsy Flamingo. Each of these groups has shown what is possible when a community comes together to support teachers. Your generosity reminds educators that we are valued, our work matters, and we're not doing this alone. Together, we're not only supporting classrooms today, we are shaping the future of our children tomorrow. Thank you again to these businesses for believing in our teachers, investing in our students, and being such an integral part of the Indian River community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Custis.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone online, Mr. Mann?
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to committee reports, 5.01 buildings and grounds. Ms. Wright.
That's quick. Good evening. We had our Buildings and Ground meeting on Monday, August the 10th. Many people were in attendance. The majority of our conversation was on Sussex Central High School and being able to almost say it's finally completed. Few more things that need to be taken care of, but if you have not had the chance to go by it or to go inside of it, I would suggest that you contact Dr. Carter and ask to be taken around so you can see what an awesome building that is. Tagging on that, we're also doing a program. It's called the Oyster Program. So there's a building that's going up there now for the Oyster Program, which will enable students to take a pathway and be able to go into an industry and even work in a restaurant, being able to do the oysters. So that's up and coming, and just keep an eye out for it because hopefully it's going to work out well. We also talked about our monthly work order reports and how they're accounted for, and they're a way that we keep track of the things that need to be done in our individual schools. We talked about, and we'll probably hear about this later, Indian River High School CN, which is a certificate of necessity submission. Many of you know Indian River is overcrowded. Many are using carts to be able to teach from instead of inside classrooms. There are a number of CTEs there, but there is one with just a culinary art program that they're looking to get up and going. So we're going to submit the CN. I believe we'll act on that tonight. Not saying that we'll get it approved, but just saying that it is a worthy CN that needs to be taken care of. It lands in the state's hands at this point in time once it is submitted, and then funding comes from them. I believe that is the end of my report. We will have our next meeting on September the 14th at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. Comprehensive school safety, Mr. Cathell.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. So Wednesday, we had our first quarterly safety meeting. We're going to try to have those every 3 months. It was very well attended. I was thrilled with the turnout. I think we had every one of our SROs. We had district leadership. We had our investigators, a lot of our administration from our police departments. So very, very happy with the turnout. We've got a lot of great ideas. So some of the things some ideas we've gotten thrown at us. We're going to start collecting quarterly data after these meetings. And what I'd like to do is put some of this data out to the public. In conjunction with that, we're looking to improve communication with the public on our school safety. So that's going to go hand in hand with that. We're looking at feedback from our SROs and constables on any improvements for safety. That's going to be fluid throughout the year as we see things that need to be addressed. That's what's going to happen. We're going to communicate safety concerns that are caused by employees. This is going to be things like if an employee's propping a door open, or if they're letting someone into a building that shouldn't be, that's, coming up there and just knocking. We're going to try to look at that stuff to kind of alleviate those types of issues. We're going to start looking to exercises and scenario training for our staff members. We're looking to implement active shooter training for staff. This is going to be done maybe returning teacher week and in service, and there's about a 90-minute video that we're going to be showing to them to resolve that. Looking to improve communications among schools that are in close proximity to each other if there's some type of a situation or an incident. One thing we're going to do is periodic reminders to staff and students on safety procedures. So what some of the concerns were brought up as time goes by, these things kind of go by the wayside. So we want to continually or periodically put these reminders out. We want to communicate to public on what district is doing if there is some type of threat on social media, which happens quite a bit. We're looking into the numbering of our exterior doors and windows. We're currently looking at a plan from the Center for Safe Schools. We're looking for feedback from our SROs and constables on accomplishing this goal. We're also going to look into our SROs and constables into off-site locations for evacuations and reunification plans. So that ends my report. We're tentatively looking for about the third week of November. We've not locked in on a date, but maybe right before November, Dr. Jones. So that'll be our next meeting. So hopefully I have a lot more information to put out at that time. That is my report. Thank you.
Mr. Cass. Finance, Mr. Peden.
Yes, thank you. At the Finance Committee, Mr. Parker presented a donation from Edward Jones Charitable Gift Fund in the amount of $10,000 to help with expense for homeless children. This will be taken to the board as an action item for recognition and as a donation that exceeds $5,000. Mr. Parker presented a uniform request for Indian River High School flag football. The uniforms follow the regulation uniform color requirements and will be paid with donated funds. Mr. Parker presented a uniform replacement request from Sussex Central High School boys soccer. The uniforms follow the regulation uniform color requirements with the exception of the logo. A revised version of the uniform will be presented to the board, and these uniforms were paid with donated funds. Mrs. Bunning presented the athletic EPR and non-athletic EPR schedules for school year 26-27. All EPR payments are paid from local funds. High school athletic directors are being paid 19 days, and middle school athletic directors will be paid for an additional 5 days. Girls flag football coach and assistant coach were added to the schedule this year. However, the EPR will be paid with donated funds. Mr. Parker presented information regarding referendum options based on the financial position of Indian River School District over the next 4 years, if no changes were made, increase the number of units hired, and/or establish local raises. Mr. Parker reviewed July 1st financial position report, which projects income and expenses through October 15th, just before the bulk of our tax collections are received. The estimate shows a projected balance of $21.5 million at October 15th. Mr. Parker explained to the group that income for this period is higher than normal due to the 10% increase and the 10% cuts in spending. This will be taken to the board as an action item. And then finally, Mr. Parker reviewed the July 31st, 26 financial reports. That concludes the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Peden. Curriculum, Mr. Neal.
Thank you. We met on Monday, August 10th. The topic of discussion for that meeting was the elementary student support suite placement process. In response to behavioral needs at the elementary level, as well as feedback gathered through administrator and staff surveys, the student support suite, or SSS, I'll refer to it, a placement process was developed to provide a structured system of support for students who require additional social, emotional, and behavioral interventions while maintaining access to academic instruction. So administrators may refer students to the SSS who demonstrate chronic disruptive behaviors, repeated violations of the student code of conduct, or behaviors that significantly interfere with the educational environment. Prior to placement, consideration should be given to involvement of the student problem-solving team, 504 team, or IEP team, counseling services, and progressive classroom-based interventions, and disciplinary supports when appropriate. The referral process may be adjusted by administration based on individual student circumstances. So when a student code of conduct violation may result in SS placement, administrators will complete an investigation, provide required due process, communicate disciplinary decisions to the student and parent or guardian, and document applicable disciplinary actions in the district's student information system. Prior to placement, a building level meeting will be conducted with the student, the parent, guardian, administrator, and at least one additional staff member. That's when all the appropriate information will be discussed. Then transition planning will be individualized and guided by student behavior and progress monitoring data. During placement in the SSS, students will continue to receive academic instruction while also receiving targeted behavioral and social emotional supports. And then the SSS model also emphasizes prevention, early intervention, positive relationship building. The SSS staff will proactively establish supportive relationships with identified students. And some of the supports that they provide include things like check-in, check-out opportunities, classroom push-in support, structured breaks, positive reinforcement systems, and additional interventions recommended by either the student support team, 504 team, or the IEPs. The SSS placement process will be reviewed periodically throughout the school year, and updates will be done as needed. That concludes my report. Our next meeting will be on Monday, September 4th.
Thank you, Mr. Neal.
Mr.
Do you-
Steele, on curriculum, and I'm not sure, and it might follow somewhere else, the criteria, we discussed the criteria for honors, and we were going to bring it back up. I know it doesn't, we're just letting the public and the teachers and all know. Can you give the take on that? Because I thought when I talked, we were going to maybe put that back out here so that they were made aware of it.
Well, yes, when we go to policy, which is coming forth
Okay.
tonight for the assessment policy, then we'll communicate all of that out to the community.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. DSBA Board of Directors, Ms. Klein.
The DSBA held its annual meeting on August 8th, where awards were given to members and for their service. And there were general celebrations about some of the legislative efforts that the DSBA achieved throughout the year, including the Governor's Give Back. And Mrs. Hudson Briggs was there with me. The regular meetings will start back up on September 9th.
Thank you. DSBA Legislative, Ms. Briggs.
I have no report, we should start meeting either the end of September, October, but I'll let you know when our dates are.
Thank you. Special Education, Mr. Neal.
No report.
Policy, Ms. Taylor.
Okay, we did meet and after approving the minutes on August 10th, we moved on to our second readings. No further changes or edits were requested for the following policies. Therefore, tonight we will need to seek approval of the following: BBA, School Board Powers and Duties; IGCB, Targeted Intervention for Student Success; ILB, Student Participation in State Assessments and Exemption Criteria, which we just talked about; KNAJ, Interrogations, Searches, and Seizures. So I'll stop there if you want to seek approval for those this evening.
Do we have any other discussion on these policies before we go on? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the second reading policies.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. The policies that are under review. There were no further changes or edits requested for the following: BBAA, Board Member Authority; GBL, Personnel Records; GDJ, Support Staff Time Schedules; IGDD, Student Performances Band; IKA, Grading Systems. We will continue reviewing the necessary changes for GBCB.4, Dating and Social Engagements with Students, and KLA, Complaint Procedures for Possible Policy Violations. And also, I cannot read that. IB, Students in Foster, JB, sorry, mine's cut off. JB, Students in Foster Care, was not presented at the meeting. It will go under review in September. We adjourned at 4:40. And our next meeting will be, I don't know, September 14th. Thank you very much.
Okay, 5.09 Futures Committee.
No formal meeting, Mr. Steele. I can report that YMCA did have a successful summer camp here on site to make use of this building, and I did meet with them about 2 weeks ago. They are interested in pursuing an additional summer camp for next summer. They'll be supplying us information sooner than they were able to last year. That time frame was a quick turnaround. They did express sincere gratitude for the board and the district working with them to get them in as quickly as we were able to last year. There was some discussion around a possible opportunity for some middle school and or high school students for some leadership workshops during the school year. So more to come on that. And I can tell you, we've talked about the SCOPE program. They've moved in, they are working through their logistics for being ready to receive their students in the fall. We will resume futures committee meetings to continue to analyze growth in the area, as we did during the board workshop last week. You will see we've plateaued at the time being, but we're monitoring all of our units and students for September 30th.
Thank you, Dr. Owens. 5.10, Community Advisory Board.
Dr. Wisted has indicated no report this month.
Thank you. 5.11, REA rep.
Good evening. Blair Catlin Brown, school social worker at Selbyville Middle School and proud president of IREA. Later this evening, you'll hear details on a plan for future referendum votes. I just wanted to say thank you to the district and to the finance director for putting a referendum plan together that seems to value educators. Discussions around money are really a declaration of what you feel matters. And so seeing a plan that takes into account hiring new teachers and our pay shows us that you do value us. I'm sure, and we'll have many discussions on the details of all of that, but that seemingly small act really doesn't go unnoticed, and we do appreciate being part of the plan that's going to be discussed. As you decide on those next steps for referendum, please act decisively. Delaying and waiting has not previously resulted in positive gains here in the district. Let's set a date, let's work on a strategic plan, and let's get our supporters out to vote so that we can get back to a fully staffed and fully funded district so that we can fully support our students, all while also working with the state to make sure we fix this blasted education funding model in the state. Lastly, to try to bring it into something positive, because we go back to the buildings later this week. So I had a little blessing to give that I cannot take credit for, but it was wonderful. So I had to share it. May you be granted patience on the difficult days and boundless energy when the work is long. May you feel deeply valued for the quiet sacrifices you make, the late hours you keep, and the care you pour into every classroom and hallway. May your work be met with curiosity from your students, support from your community, and respect from the world around you. May you find moments of genuine joy, unexpected laughter, and quiet restoration. And in the moments when doubt creeps in, may you remember the lasting impact of your dedication, knowing that the foundation you build here shapes the future. We hope everyone has a spectacular 2026-2027 school year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving on to new business, 6.01, school choice applications,
Thank you.
2026-27.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. Attached in your board docs is an updated school choice report for the 26-27 school year. Happy to answer any questions with regard to our schools. Recommendation tonight is to accept 24 and decline 2 for a total of 26 applications.
Any discussions?
I just have one, Jay, on Georgetown Elementary. It's a priority 7, but we're at 98%. Well, 98% school utilization.
Thank you. I should have highlighted that one. While they're at 98%, this was a good cause that came in, and it is a family that's actually the parent has shifted work. They're working in the Georgetown area in the Georgetown Elementary region, and they are living in the home of where they are providing a service. So the family, including the children here, is living in the area, much like any one of our residents were. So we've never seen one quite like this. I felt like it did meet good calls because they are going to be there throughout the week. If they are to move, we'd have the discussion about going back to their home school. But I do feel this one's appropriate. And we wouldn't have approved if there wasn't room in second grade. So that second grade band, there is room. It doesn't put any classroom over capacity.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion that we approve school choice applications as presented by Dr. Owens.
So move to accept.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 6.02 Middle School Wellness Centers.
Thank you. As you are aware, behind the scenes, we've been working with representatives from BB Healthcare and Tidal Health in response to their successful receipt of grants for our middle school. So we've been excited to collaborate with them. They visited the schools. They do have funding for some upgrades to the areas that they will be working from. And I believe you'll hear tonight it will not start in the fall. It's looking like first of the year timeframe, but the money is flowing through to them now. They're excited. We've had many interactions, communications, emails, phone calls to ensure they're ready to go. So they are here tonight to give an update, but also to provide, much like BB did, and Dr. Chafin is here with us this evening. She did a nice job of providing the level of services that's ongoing, offered in our high schools. They're going to do the same here. They're here to answer any questions we may have. We ask that you consider what's presented and give suggestions if you think anything needs to be adjusted. But we would like board consideration and action this evening for approval for both sites so they can continue their work moving forward. So I think Sue, Dr. Chafin, you are up first. Welcome to both hospital teams. Thank you for being here this evening.
Good evening, board. I also wanted to introduce Joanna White. She is our head nurse practitioner and she works at Indian River High School. I had her here in case you have questions that I can't answer. So thank you to board members. Good evening, and to leaders and members, and also thank you to superintendent and deputy. It's great to be here. We're really excited. I'm going to give a little bit of a presentation just on how the monies came to be for the new middle schools. And if you all remember, we were talking about this back in, I think it was like January. But there was a virtual meeting and everyone was snowed in, if you remember. And I was we were talking about the consents for the high schools. We needed to update them and have them, updated. And I said something about Sussex Central Middle School because the high school had moved over and we had the space for 23 years operating as a wellness center out of that school, and hoping that we couldn't fill it or could keep it or make it another wellness center for middle schools. Anyway, so Dr. Owens made sure that was held, and somehow funding became available. I say somehow, it was very deliberate, but if any of you know the Rural Health Fund that has been talked about a lot in Delaware. So I don't know if I have a PowerPoint.
Within your board docs are the documents. If you could just specifically let us know what it's entitled so the board can pull it up on their board docs, please.
Sure. I think I called it August 26 IRSD board presentation BB. If it's not there, is it not there? It's okay.
I'm not seeing one entitled.
That's okay. You might see the title health. Well, I will just go by it a little bit because otherwise I will just ramble. It's a shame because I had some pictures, but it's okay. I might not have sent it like I thought I did. So what ended up happening for the Rural Health Transformation Program is Delaware has some pretty surprising statistics when it comes to our rural health. I don't need to tell any of us, we all live here, about, let me see, 38 to 40% of Delaware residents live in rural areas. All of Sussex County is designated as a medically underserved area and a health professional shortage area. So as you know, our rapid population growth is causing some issues, and we're needing more support in schools too. So I have some statistics on here, and we'll make sure that these slides get to you just so you can peruse them at another date. But what that has led to, as you guys all know, is a primary care shortage. About 60% of Sussex Countyans do not have a primary care physician or a home health organization. And school-based wellness centers increase access to care for families also, and not just students. We can help them bridge gaps for other members of their families too. And hopefully, as time goes, we will even expand further. So I could talk about that forever. Anyway, the exciting part is the initiative was, we were number 3 on the governor's list of initiatives for 4 new centers, 4 new elementary and or middle school in Sussex or Kent County. So you in IR got 3. So congratulations. You guys are really setting a precedent. And I've been in school-based for years, and I've never seen anything like this. And so it's really, really exciting. So BB will have 2, Georgetown Middle School and Sussex Central Middle School. Title Health, they'll come up in a minute and talk about Selbyville Middle School. And then Seaford Middle School is also getting one, and they are sponsored by Nemours. And they're going to open sooner than any of us. So there was a big event on the 22nd of July where CMS, which is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and these are federal dollars, so coming through that office. And Dr. Oz was rumored to come. He didn't come, but sent some folks. But I have to say thank you to the staff at Georgetown Middle School who made it look very, very wonderful. The custodial staff there and leadership in the district to make that happen. So they wanted to see what we were up to, how Delaware was excuse me, how Delaware was spending the money. And the list of important people that came that day to the center that doesn't exist yet. It is a classroom that we're hoping to renovate with some of the monies available. We won't have access to some of those monies until November because of the federal grant. They run differently than the state grants. So we had federal and state partners. They were very pleased with the partnership between the hospitals and Indian River School District. Very impressed. The state players were all very impressed. VB Healthcare was impressed with IR, and it was a really great event. So I wasn't nervous at all. Anyway, so having said all of that, any specific questions about all of that and who's been involved, certainly I'm available for. Just didn't want to waste your time too much tonight. And really, really, I'm gonna try not to get emotional. I do it all the time with this. A big thank you to this district because you're making one of my dreams come true in school-based. So for me, it's been a really great time. And I'm really excited for our families. And I don't really know how it's gonna really go. We're all gonna do it together. But this is going to lead us up to the consents, and I think you might have some paperwork prepared for you. If not, we'll make sure that you get it. I have taken a stab at making, look there, it is. My presentation is up.
Yeah, it should be updated now.
That's okay.
Apologize.
Thank you. I can go to slide 10 now, maybe. Oh, if you want to stop on that one,
Board
the next
member,
one.
you will likely just need to refresh.
Okay, sorry.
Next.
Yeah, next. Next one. There you go, look. There's some pictures from that day that I was talking about. The next one too. All right. And we could go a couple more slides. There we go. So I can bring up, I'm sorry, yeah, the next slide is I took a stab at trying to do a consent for, I'm sorry, I'm trying to go quickly, for the middle schools, looking a little bit different than the high schools. But if you remember when I talked about hopefully doing a middle school wellness center, you all were like, yeah, we need all these services. So I've been a little more apprehensive than you. One of the things that's really exciting that's going to be happening at the Georgetown sites are we're going to have a psychiatric NP. We're going to have halftime for Georgetown Middle and then halftime for Sussex Middle. And we're also going to have a PA or an NP to do the physical health as well. So that's all a pilot. We're going to see how that goes. So the new consent has that on it. The other thing is, well, I'm not supposed to talk about consents, but that's the stab I took at it. And I was going to invite Title Health to come on up. So our process is a little bit different, but we can, we offer the same services, basically. We just do a little different by hospital. Thank you.
Thank you.
Title Health's power of the week is, says Selbyville Middle School.
I'm Tina Torres. I am the nurse practitioner at Seaford High School, and I am the program manager for school-based wellness for Title Health. So we just wanted to touch base with you guys. Obviously, you have wellness centers existing in your high school. The middle school model is going to be new for all of us. Laurel and Delmar actually already have a middle school wellness center, but not a designated middle school wellness center. They kind of got grandfathered in because it's still in the same building. So our existing wellness center service both, but this will be the first solely middle school. So we're very excited about it. Title Health has about 30 years of experience in doing the wellness centers. They started Delmar and Laurel and Seaford when they originally started back in like 96. So we're very excited. We've taken up a whole row here because we're all just so excited about this. I think the biggest thing that we're looking for from you guys is trying to figure out what services exactly it is you want us to perform. Obviously, reproductive health can be a touchy subject, middle school age. At 6th grade, you're looking at 11, 12 years old. In Delaware, the legal age of consent is 12 years. So we are prepared to do whatever you guys choose as far as services. So
That's
are there?
slides, if I could just, that's slide,
Yeah.
sorry about that, 7, 8, and 9 on your Selbyville Middle School PowerPoint.
Got
And Dr. Chafin, I believe those services mirror what BB would have available as well, correct?
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sue and I have worked very closely together. Obviously, it's a little challenging to have two medical sponsors in the same district, but we are absolutely dedicated to making sure that we make this as seamless as possible for your families. I don't know if you had the PowerPoint presentation. We had our consent as well. I don't know if you guys have a copy of that you're able to look at. They're pretty much the same. You have any questions?
Just want to make sure I understand. So Title Health is going to be at Selbyville Middle School, and then Georgetown Middle and also Sussex Central Middle will have BB.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make sure I got it.
Yep.
Because I think this is a wonderful thing and I can't thank you enough.
It absolutely is, and what I did want to say, one thing that kind of sets Title Health apart a little bit. I know she was saying they're going to have a psychiatric NP. We actually have community health workers, and what they can do is they can go out to the home and meet with the family. If maybe they're not able to sign up for medical insurance, they can go out and help with that. We can, social determinants of health. We can make sure they have enough food, make sure they don't need help with utilities, things like that. So that's definitely something that we're looking forward to bringing to the community.
So will you have one mental health counselor?
We will have,
At
there will be a
Selbyville
nurse practitioner or PA. There will be a counselor. There will be a secretary, a PSR, administrative assistant, and then there will be a community health worker as well.
Did I hear you correctly when you said the legal age of consent is 12 years old?
It is. Out of Delaware law. Yep.
It's been for a long time.
That's.
What is it in Maryland?
I don't off the top of my head. Do you know what the legal age is now in the? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. I do want to.
What I do want to add, for all of us in wellness centers, we really do try to engage parents and guardians. So my general rule is, how would I feel as a parent to know what medication my child's being put on without my knowledge? So we all recognize that 12, 13 is very young, but we also want to be here as a trusted source for the kids. So it is a balancing act. We usually really work with the kids to let them help us have us help them tell their parents.
Thank you. You're a community health worker. Are they able to make home visits?
Absolutely. Yeah. We had a case where we had a student who had an infectious skin condition, and it turns out the entire family had it. So we actually had our community health or population health NP and community health worker went out to the home and helped take care of the entire family.
So logistically, does the Title Seaford network allow you all to come into Delaware since you used to be primarily PRMC in Maryland? Is that how you were able to tap into Delaware, or was that long before that happened?
So Nanacoke was existing. So the Title Health came after the fact. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank
Yep.
Questions?
We're familiar with the consent form that's provided by the wellness centers at the two high schools. Will the consent form at the middle schools be the same, similar?
I think the only thing that we were planning on changing is whatever the menu of services that you guys decide that you want us to provide.
And I believe if the menu is the same, the parents have the opportunity to say, I don't want that.
Absolutely. So the way that the consent is worded is that if there are any services you would like your child to not be eligible for, they can cross it out, they can initial it, however they want to do it. Yes, but they can absolutely pick and choose. So there's like physical health, mental health, reproductive health, education, I think are the headers.
These were part of our discussion for the high school wellness centers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.
We asked the board to take action that they're okay with the menu of services, that the consent order is as described, and then they can continue to keep moving. I know you guys have worked together to have a very similar consent form that makes things easier for us if we get questions. So yes, I believe we would like action.
Anyone like to make a motion? Do we move forward?
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with this partnership, obviously pending that the consent order is the way that we deem it to be.
Yeah, have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Finalize that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
6.03 donation homeless program.
Thank you. Earlier this evening, Mr. Peden talked about the donation of $10,000 from the Edward Jones Charitable Foundation to support our homeless students and their families through our McKinney-Vento program. These students will be provided critical emergency assistance to families who are experiencing homelessness and housing instability. The donation will allow us to respond to immediate needs, including emergency hotel and motel accommodations, food insecurity, personal hygiene items, clothing, and essential necessities that may arise during the family's time of need. This generous contribution will strengthen our ability to provide timely support to help ensure that homelessness does not become a barrier to students' educational safety or overall well-being. And we are extremely grateful for the Edward Jones Foundation's commitment to supporting our students and families during a challenging circumstance. As we do with donations above $5,000, we ask for the board to consider the donation and action this evening.
Okay, anyone like to make a motion?
Make a motion, we accept it.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 6.04 2026-27 athletic EPER schedule.
Good evening. We're asking the board to take action on the 26-27 athletic EPER schedule and the 26-27 non-athletic EPER schedule, and we're happy to answer any questions.
I think we went through this at our committee meetings. Any questions? Let's take these one at a time. Entertain a motion to approve the 2026-2027 athletic EPER schedule.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. 6.05 non-athletic EPER schedule. I will entertain a motion that we approve the 2026-27 non-athletic EPER schedule.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you.
6.06, Sussex Central High School boys soccer uniforms.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. This is attached in board docs and was discussed at our recent committee meeting. The only change is the logo. The old logo that they had previously used prior to the adoption of the branding guide was not approved. So this is an updated logo that is in the branding guide. They were able to get the American flag on. The colors look great. And this is through their donations account.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion that we approve the soccer uniforms.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 6.07, Indian River High School flag football uniforms.
Again, previously discussed, you will see these are attached in board docs. These were also paid for out of a donation prior to asking for the American flag to be placed on here. So internally, we've discussed this. We didn't want to stop this from coming forward for consideration. What we can do, as many of the board members know, we have tried to get the American flag on all uniforms that we're capable of. Some have material that makes it very difficult. I believe we can get one on these, but we're going to have to look for an iron-on, something of that sort. So we will work with the school to try to get the American flag on these as well, if at all possible. Other than that, the logo is good, the color scheme. We're excited for the flag football team. So we would ask to approve as is, with the understanding we're going to work to try to get a flag on here if we can.
Make a motion that we approve as is, trying to get the flag on there if we can.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Indian River High School Certificate of Necessity.
Good evening. Before you for consideration tonight is the Indian River High School Certificate of Necessity submission, which was presented at the recent committee meeting, as mentioned earlier by Mrs. Wright. Submissions are due each year by August 31st. Our submission remains the same as the previous 2 years. That is for a CTE addition, an 8 classroom addition to the existing E-wing, modifications to existing classrooms, and the relocation of the failing tennis courts to accommodate the CTE addition. I heard again last week during a meeting that the state's plan remains the same and that the state plans to deny state-funded CNs for another year as they sort through their funding challenges, but also that repeated district resubmissions signify that the need still exists for our major capital improvements project. We are requesting consideration for approval of this CN submission at this time.
I make a motion that we approve the submission of the CN for Indian River High School.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you for the work.
6.09, Ingram's Pond. I did have a chance to talk to Dr. Parsons a little bit on Friday. She's got a lot of information on her visit out to Ingram's Pond last week, and she will present that information at our September committee meetings. She is currently in Orlando, I believe, at some type of, I believe, a convention or something. I'm not sure what, but I do know she's in Orlando. Okay, so we'll pick that back up. 6.10, Dagsboro annexation. I went to the Dagsboro council meeting. I think I've kept you informed. In July, I talked with Councilman Chandler this past week, and what they would like, to sit down and proceed. They would like the board to take a vote on, do we want to proceed and talk about the annexation of Indian River High School into the town of Dagsboro. We still had the opportunity to say no. It's under no obligation that we're going to be under, direction that if we vote yes tonight, we have to do it. But when I told them I was there as a single board member, it took board action. I think they would like to know that the board wants to take the action to at least look into doing this. So I would need a motion to proceed with negotiations with them.
So this is discussions only.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on the positives of taking this action?
Well, one, we border the entire northern side of our Indian River School District and athletic fields right down to Clayton Avenue entrance road. We border the town of Dagsboro. We already have sewer, we already have water. That's a moot issue, going into it. It would enable, I believe at this particular point in time, their police force could patrol the area if needed. They could also be part of our school safety plans, along with the SRO who would head those up. And it would just give us another layer of working together as a community. I take a look at some of our other schools in Georgetown. You have that sense of community. Indian River sort of always been the one that's in between. They were neither Dagsboro, they're neither Frankfort. And it just seems to be a good time to get them in. And I think the school can offer the town a lot of things. And after going to that meeting, the town wants to beautify its, the surroundings. They would, and I heard things like they want planters and benches and things. And I know in Indian River High School Tech Ed program, they build those things. The town buys the lumber, the kids could build it. We could kill two birds with one stone. And it would, like I said before, it would really give us, I think, a better sense of community to being just that outlier just outside of town limits.
I would make a motion that we proceed with looking into the annexation.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 2025-26 field trip summary.
Thank you. Attached to board docs is a summary of our 25-26 field trips by school. In addition, the overnight trips. We provide this information annually during this board meeting in August, and you will see a total of 254 field trips across our district and 41 field trips that were overnight or Sunday. No action needed on this. This is just for information and potential discussion only.
Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, we'll move on. 6.12, Sussex Central High School change orders.
Hello again. On your board docs for this agenda item, you will find 3 change orders which go along with the Sussex Central High School Oyster Building that was approved at last week's board meeting. I don't think these change orders were officially approved at that meeting. The request before you tonight is for the formal approval of these 3 specific change orders for the aquaponics oyster building.
Any discussion?
I make a motion that we accept the Sussex Central change orders for the aqua program.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor to accept, and we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Sussex Central High School change order notifications.
On your board docs for this agenda item, you will find 4 change orders which are being presented as board notifications as they are below the dollar amounts outlined under the board's procedure for change order approval thresholds. I reviewed each of these with Dr. Owens, and they were reviewed at the recent committee meeting. We are requesting consideration for approval at this time.
I make a motion that we do the change orders as presented.
I have a motion on the floor that we approve the change orders.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion is unanimous.
Thank you.
Old business, 7.01 major capital planning.
Thank you. At Sussex Central High School, power has been installed and functioning in our new ag and maintenance buildings. We've been awaiting that for quite some time. DENREC has provided final approval for exterior site work. The site work contractor is working on punch list items currently. The interior signage installation is 98% complete with punch list work is still remaining. The exterior signage installation is behind schedule. The installer has promised to complete the wayfinding signs by the end of the day today. So I'll get an update on that, email the board as soon as that's done. We're awaiting definitive schedule for completion of the wall mounted lettering. I know emails are going back and forth almost daily with that. So there is a sense of urgency to get that going. And the architect and installer are working through the submittal documents for the three masonry entrance signs. Those are the brick signs that match the facade of the building. We want to make sure those are done right. They are going to match the current construction. So we're in the process of communicating with those as well. That concludes my report.
Dr. Owens. Superintendent's report 8.01 monthly activities.
Two things. Earlier this month, I was able to visit Sussex Central Middle School in their final days of the summer programming. Very lively at that school. They had kindergarten through age 20, I believe. There were some older students there participating. They were all working hard. They were excited to be there, even in the final days of their programming. The staff was amazing. Saw some great activities. I just want to thank the DOS team. Melissa, Dr. Wisted is here, but I know she and her team worked hard, as well as the teachers. They were locked in like they would be at the middle of a school year, working with those students for summer programming. And a special shout out to Mr. Bennett Murray. Mr. Murray was assigned there for the summer, and he did an amazing job helping to facilitate buses coming and going, as well as programming there. So really great summer program this year, and concluded well. The final information I'd like to share is we've been working hard at the school level and with the personnel department to monitor units and interview and hire for the upcoming school year. Tomorrow, very exciting day. We will welcome in 61 returning educators. So we'll have a kickoff. Please join us if you can. New educators right here in this building at 8 a.m. They'll have 2 days worth of activities, including time back at their home school, some professional development, and hear from some special speakers, including Emily Wright, our district teacher of the year. So very exciting day. That will move us right into next week. We'll have our district kickoff for all schools at Sussex Central High School. If you have information about that, please join us on the 31st for that as well. So we are transitioning out of summer and right back into the school year.
Thank you. Moving on. 9.01 financial summaries for the month ending July 31st.
All right. Good
Mr.
evening,
Parker.
good evening, everyone again. Let's get right to it here. So the first report is our financial summary. It's as of 7/31/2026. This is the first month of our new fiscal year. We are officially in fiscal year 26-27, often called fiscal year 27. So we're 8.3% of the way through our fiscal year. We've received $128.5 million in total revenue compared to $124 million last year. You'll note there's no budget numbers in there yet. That doesn't get done until a little bit later in the year. So I'm just going to give you some comparisons to last year to have for now. We've also received 7.6% or $7.6 million in discretionary revenue compared to $6 million last year, and received $165,000 in local tax revenue compared to $138,000 last year. We received approximately $67,000 in interest in the current month. And so far we've spent $14.3 million in total expenses compared to $14.4 last year. We've spent $7.6 in total discretionary compared to $6.1 last year. And in our tuition funded classrooms, we've spent $236,000 compared to $233 last year. And so far, Howard T. Ennis has spent $1.6 million compared to $1.4 million in the prior year. So most of the numbers are all pretty much on par with where we were last year this time.
Any questions? I will entertain a motion that we approve the financial summaries.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 9.02 detailed information.
All right, on the detailed information report, we'd like to highlight the student activity fund balance. It is $92,460. We have $6.2 million in federal fundings available, and we're holding around $1.6 million in donations and student fund internal accounts.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion that we approve the detailed information report.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous. 9.03, major capital improvement.
All right, the major capital improvement report there that you have shows that we've spent 310,000 paid out this month. As you can see, like was pointed out earlier, between the encumbrances and the total expenses, we're almost at the end of this project financially as well. We have about $1 million left there, not taking into consideration yet the 390,000 for the Oyster Building.
Questions? I entertain a motion that we approve the major capital improvement operations.
So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 9.04, minor capital improvement operations.
All right, this report in front of you here shows that we have spent and encumbered around 5.2 million in our minor capital improvements funds with a balance of around 608,000. These are I don't want to say lifetime funds, but this is not just from July 1st to now. Obviously, this includes last year's balances going forward.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion that we approve the major capital improvement operations.
So
Minor capital improvement operations.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous. 9.05, financial position report.
Okay, this is our quarterly report that is due to the state that sort of summarizes where we're at with all of our local funds and then looks forward to where we're going to be by the end of the next quarter. This is projecting through October 15th. As you all know, October 15th is sort of a big deadline day. That's when we target getting our first big or our second real big tax income from the county. We get our first payment in September, around September 15th, but then the rest of it, which is the bulk of it, comes in around October 15th. So the state likes to know whether or not we're going to make it to October 15th. And so this report shows that we will. Again, as we talked about before, and we will dig into a little bit in the referendum discussion, where last year, if you remember, we finished the year in the total of all of our local funds with a balance of around a little less than 14.5 million. And so right now we're showing that we're up from that. This is going to show us at around 21 million by October, which some of that's going to be spent down throughout the year. But really we finished 6/30 with around 19-20 million. So up from last year, some of that reasoning being we were able to cash in those academic excellence units that we talked about. There's also new match tax lines on here that we didn't have the year before. So those monies are included that are rolled over, as well as just some of the expenses. We were very conservative with our utility expense budget numbers for last year. And thankfully those came in less than we anticipated. So that money from the budget helps us roll over. It helps us build up into some of these reserve funds. Now, if you look at the top, though, the very top one is the local funds. We need probably 12 million to make it from July 1st to September 15th. And we still don't have that. So we're still going to have to borrow from some of these other local funds down here at the bottom. But again, overall, the total local funds, we're still in a place that we will not have a problem making our payroll or paying our expenses before we get those tax payments in September and October.
Thank you. Any questions? I will entertain a motion. We approve the financial position report.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous. 9.06, referendum discussion.
All right. You should have a document in front of you there. Yeah, so this highlights, we've been through this PowerPoint at our board workshop last week. We also talked about it as well at the finance committee meeting I think it was the week before. It was also this month. Really just quickly to go through it, the point that we want to make is, we're not where we were a couple years ago. We're in better shape because of those decisions that we had to make. the 10% cuts and the 10% tax increase. And again, as that financial position report shows, that's evidence of that. So we're in a little better spot than we were before. We're not where we want to be, obviously, but we're in a little better spot than we were before. So looking at all the numbers, really there's the decision or the discussion that we would like tonight really from the board is if the board wants to go forward with a referendum this school year before June of 27, we would really like action on that tonight so that that process can start. If you don't, if we want to go with really what the second option is on here, which is waiting until the next year, I don't know that we need an action on that, or if the action item would be more of let's just keep monitoring it and wait and see where we're at, later in the year, at the end of next year, to be able to go forward with the referendum in the following year. Now, that being said, even if we choose to wait for the following year, like we discussed before, the campaign needs to start, tomorrow to be able to do that. And I think with a lot of, we'll get into that in just a minute. But yeah, so the options here really are, and I'll just put out what the recommendation is, because I think that's what you guys are going to ask me for. Which one do I think we should do? Should we go now or should we go in the following year? And I think we should wait and go the following year. I think that gives our community additional time. It gives us additional time to communicate and reach out to them. I know in Admin Institute this year, there was a lot of emphasis on, with all of our admins in the schools, of building up their social media presence to show more of the good things that are happening in all of our schools. I think waiting a year gives us more of an opportunity to get that information out there to the public, and saturate, them with all the good things that are happening in our schools each and every day. Our current financial position right now allows us to wait. Based on where we're at, we can make it another year, right? Really there's two options with it as well. We can wait another year and also have the ability to either add back some positions next year or give a local raises. In this option, I've chosen to recommend adding back to people based on the surveys that we've heard, based on what I think everyone wants. Also based on the fact that we do know there will be another state raise coming next year. It'll be the fifth and final year of the PEC recommendation. So we know all of the teacher scales will go up by that state raise. So it feels less like we're leaving them hanging by not, having a local raise in here. If that weren't to happen, that might change a decision. And we also know the final point there that I wanted to make was when we talked about cashing in those academic excellence units last year, we did confirm with the state that this will be the last year, but we will be able to cash in those academic excellence units again this year if we do not go out and pass a referendum. And so that helping us as well. I mean, those are all the reasons that I really think that our option 2 that we have here of waiting until the next year is probably the best way to go.
Questions?
I have a couple questions. The difference between option 1 and option 2. Option 2 is your recommendation, which leads to not immediately giving any local raises, but adding 20 positions.
That's correct.
Okay. Option 1, are we still adding 20 positions and no raises, or we would be raising?
No, so option 1, if we went to a referendum and passed it, we would then be able to add 20 people back and do local raises.
And if
next year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
If I'm reading the report right, in fiscal 2028, option 1, we would still be in the positive number. Option 2, we would start going in the deficit.
Yeah. So if you look at, that's correct. So for option 1, pass the referendum, we're gonna have more money. And part of our plan for the referendum is to help build up our reserve. So there would be a surplus each year in those 4 years to help us build that reserve back up. If we don't have a referendum pass and we're just living on the 2% growth that we have now, for this 27 year, given the same budget that we had last year, essentially keeping everything sort of flat, we're gonna have a little bit of a surplus there to help us get back to help build our reserve back up. And then next year we would dig into that reserve a little bit by the 700,000. So the 2 years combined on option 2, you're digging into the reserve by around 140,000.
That's not a lot in context to what we currently have available now.
Yeah, when you look at the 20 million that's there, then that's a fraction of it's less than, I can't do that math in my head fast enough. It's less than 1%.
And I do hear your recommendation. I do like to support what the district recommends, but I do have some concerns. Couple concerns. We recently sent out a survey to the employees and their morale is down a little bit. Kicking the can down the road, not giving local raises once again after many years of no local raises. Do we really think that boosts the morale, or does it throw a little more fire into it? Second concern is we always hope for the best, but plan for the worst. If we choose option 2, fiscal year 2028, we're in the negative. What if we don't pass the referendum? If we don't pass it in option 1, we can react sooner than later, whether it's more cuts or whatever we have to do, gives us more time to plan. I feel confident that the referendum will pass. I'm talking to many people in District 2, community members, movers, shakers. They're excited. They're ready to pass this thing. And I feel positive vibes, but planning for the worst. What if we're in the negative in 2028 with option 2, then it fails and we've already spent more money hiring 20 people back. Now what do we do? Let those 20 people go? I mean, is that good practice?
No, we wouldn't need to let those 20 people go. Because we would not be able to add any more after that. But there will be another 2% growth the next year and the next year. So I think that will cover those 20 people that we do next year. I think that negative in 28 that you're looking at there would just be a temporary dip, so to speak. It just for, and I think for morale purposes, as Blair pointed out tonight, like us showing that we're giving back some of the people that we had to let go, so that we can get some more teachers or pairs in the classrooms to try to help, with discipline problems, to help with testing, because we can get some of the numbers lower. We would have to be intentional with those 20 people for sure. We couldn't just say, oh, well, every school just gets one person. That would be irresponsible. If we did give back 20, it would have to make sure we're very focused with and matching our goals. We want to bring reading up and this and that. That's something we'd have to look at. But no, I think we could absorb that with our anticipated growth, that we would not be more in the negative the following year. So to answer your question,
I prefer option 1, but I will support what the district wants.
So, Mr. Parker, looking at these numbers for option 2, to the average taxpayer, that is a more fiscally responsible option for them versus option 1. Is that how I'm reading that?
well, it would be no increase to their taxes.
But I'm looking at the line that talks about the 331.78 over the next 4 years versus the 236.03 over the next 4 years.
Oh, I see. Yes. So if you're, yes, okay. So the two referendum options would be, so if you go back to, if you wanted to go to if and when we want to go back to referendum, we presented two options. If you do it the traditional way by going back for all of it in one shot, that would definitely be more expensive to the average taxpayer. It would cost them $110 per year, starting in that first year, and $331 over that 3 or 4 year period. But if we spread it out and just and ask for an incremental increase, like that 6% increases, this shows that would only be $36 per year for an average taxpayer, and they would only pay $236 additional dollars over that 3 or 4 years. So yes, yes. So let's say you want to do option one, then the decision would be, do you want to do a one-time, traditional, let's just raise the rate up where we need it to be right now, or do we do a new spread out, essentially, version of that?
Okay, so regardless of option 1 or 2, we still have the option of note A or B.
That is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
That's correct. Yes.
Other questions?
If we chose option 1, we would have to be prepared to go to referendum by January.
Definitely.
So we would have quite a bit to do between
It-
August
Yeah, it would be.
and January
it
to
would be a-
prepare to pass a referendum and really get the voice out to the public.
I think that would be a big lift at this point to get it done before January.
Option 2 would give us more time to prepare. It would be incremental in the ask. It would be asking of the
Option 2 would not ask for
whole.
anything at this point.
Okay, so we're not asking for anything in option 2. That's what I'm trying to understand. How much would the average homeowner have to pay with option 2?
No more than, we wouldn't raise our tax rate next
At all.
year. No. We wouldn't talk about going to referendum or raising their rates until the following year, until fiscal 29, right? And then fiscal 29 will probably come back with some updated numbers, and it'll probably be.
See where we are.
Yeah, and it'll probably be the same formula though, where we've spread it out, because that seems to be the better option, I think, for the taxpayer. And I think based on where we are financially, we don't need all of it in one shot. We can wait and get what we need over the 3 years to help us slowly build back up to where we need to be.
And option 2, although it does give us more time to prepare, sometimes I think, did we drop the ball? From the first day after the failed referendum, we had ample time to strategize, prepare, plan for
What we should be doing.
a new referendum. And what's in the best interest of the student too. It's not what's convenient for the board. We're all here for the best interest of the student. Which option would be the best interest?
Time-wise, I know we've talked about public relations. We've talked about getting information out to HOAs. And I think last meeting we had, I said, when I looked at District 3, the number of HOA communities just in the Long Neck area would just blow your mind. My thought would be, if we went in 28, that gives us the opportunity to reach all these communities. Also gives us a chance for everything to kind of calm down a little bit. And I know, you hear a lot of opinions on, where we are economy wise and stuff. And yeah, it could be good, but I spent $3.99 yesterday for gas, $3.99 a gallon. At the same time, I have a son looking for a home, and that interest rate's still 6%. And, that's tough on some person who's going to live alone, to go out and pay that much interest. And I know we have a lot going on right now, just with everything that's going on in the United States, everything. But what I'm hearing is, if we waited until 28, That will also give us time to look at our finances between now and then to see if we have any major changes that we don't foresee. And it would also give us a chance to bring back 20 teachers now.
Correct.
When we say 20 now, we're not talking about this 26, 27, right? We're talking about.
Next year.
27, 28, yes.
Yeah, next
say
year.
this year,
Next
right?
year.
Yeah, it's very confusing, that's where our breaks are.
Okay, folks. Anybody want to make a motion? Option one would be going out now. In January. Option two would be wait until probably January of 2028, if need be. And option two would also involve bringing back possibly 20 teachers next year.
That's correct.
All right, I'm going to ask one more time. Do we have a motion to proceed? Yeah, I made the motion last year. I'm glad I'm sitting in this chair. I'm not making it this year. Can I ask one more time? Anybody want to make a motion regarding the referendum?
I'll make a motion that we go with option one and proceed now, for a referendum in June,
July,
July, whatever.
January.
January.
January, not July, January.
Look at my J's, yes, my eyes are so, sorry. Option one.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor that we go with option one. I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion. I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No. Please poll the board.
Mrs. Briggs,
Yes.
Mr. Cathell,
Yes.
Mrs. Klein,
Yes.
Mr. Peden,
Yes.
Mr. Neal,
No.
Mr. Steele,
No.
Mrs. Taylor,
No.
Mrs. West Warner,
No.
Mrs. Wright,
Yes.
Motion fails for lack of support. Those vote for our decision. Anybody want to put forth another motion?
Make a motion that we go with option two.
I have a motion on the floor that we go with option two. I have a second.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Did I hear opposed? Anybody? Oh, motion passes unanimous. We will go with option two. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on, 10.01 communications.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. There are 5 communications this evening. First is overnight trip, Indian River High School, September 30th through October 1st, 2026 to Camp Barnes. That is the Colt Conference for our FFA teams, and that will be funded through FFA funds. The second is Sussex Central High School, September 17th through the 20th, Springfield, Massachusetts. That is the FFA Eastern Regionals, and that is funded through our federal funds, Perkins and 509. The third is overnight trip, Sussex Central FFA, September 30th through the 1st. Again, that's Camp Barnes. The Colt Conference, again, supported with the FFA funds, Perkins and 509. Number 4, Sussex Central High School FFA, Indianapolis. That's the National FFA Convention through Perkins and FFA or federal funds. And finally, Sussex Central High School's band, April 23rd through 27th, 2027, Norfolk, Virginia, for a parade of nations and a performance at Busch Gardens, and that is funded through their student funding.
You say the name of the conference is?
There's a Colt conference, which is through the FFA, and then also the one in Indianapolis is the National FFA Conference. Eastern Regionals is in Springfield, Mass.
I'll entertain a motion that we approve the trips.
So moved.
I have a motion, have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous. Use of facilities.
Yes, one use of facility this evening, Indian River High School's band room, Sunday, November 8th, 2026, by the Rehoboth Concert Band.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion that we approve the facility request.
So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. I will entertain a motion that we table number 11 personnel, number 12 student hearings until we come back out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous. We're at our final public session on speaking. Anybody care to speak publicly? I'm going to say something. I want to thank everybody sitting around this table, and I want to thank Chris Parker, Jay, Renee, all of the people sitting out there, Celeste. We made some very difficult decisions over the last 2 years. Very difficult decisions. We let people go. We're severely understaffed right now at 90%. And we knew we would take hits when we did that. And I want to thank Blair, IREA, because, you know, you've kind of been with us every step of the way, you know, through this entire process and trying to find a way for us to kind of work our way through that and just kind of seeing where we are. You know, it's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, we did a 10% tax increase on the reassessment year. However, the funds that we lost with indirect cost, interest, and other things ate that money up right off the bat. We also now cashed in all of our academic excellence units to get extra money. And now we're kind of going in a position where we don't feel a ton of weight on our shoulders. And that's not easy decisions to make. Not easy when you know you let people go. But I just want everybody here to know that I appreciate all the work you do in and out of this boardroom to make things happen. Thank you.
Any other persons here or online wishing to make public comment?
Okay, I'll entertain a motion now that we go back into executive session.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now And we will take a look first at the personnel agenda, 11.01. I'll entertain a motion that we approve the personnel agenda for August the 24th.
So moved.
I have a motion, a second. Did I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous. Personnel addendum for August the 24th. I'll entertain a motion that we approve the personnel addendum.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's unanimous. I'll entertain a motion, 11.03 contractual agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the contractual agenda for August the 24th.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 11.04 discussion action on level 2 formal complaint hearing. Need a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to uphold the superintendent's appeal with additional recommendations to be written in the final report.
I have a motion on the floor with a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Poll the board, please.
Mrs. Briggs,
Yes.
Mr. Cathell,
Abstain.
Mrs. Klein,
Yes.
Mr. Peden,
Yes.
Mr. Neal,
Yes.
Mr. Steele,
Yes.
Mrs. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. West Warner,
Yes.
Mrs. Wright,
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no, and 1 abstention.
Motion passes majority vote. 11.05 discussion and action regarding employee 27-01 level 3 grievance hearing.
I make a motion that we uphold the decision of the level 2 grievance by Dr. Owens.
I have a motion on the floor to uphold Dr. Owens' response from the level 2 grievance. I have a second. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Vote
Mrs.
for, please.
Mrs. Briggs,
Yes.
Mr. Cathell,
Abstain.
Mrs. Klein,
Yes.
Mr. Peden,
Yes.
Mr. Neal,
Yes.
Mr. Steele,
Yes.
Mrs. Taylor,
Yes.
Mrs. West Warner,
Yes.
Mrs. Wright,
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no, and 1 abstention.
Motion passes majority vote. 12.01 student hearing number 26-130.
I make a motion that we uphold the hearing officer's decision.
Second.
I have a motion that we uphold the hearing officer's decision. I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? One last thing before we adjourn tonight, Dr. Owens and I were notified by Ms. Kelly Klein this evening that she has purchased a home and is moving to Milton and will be exiting the attendance area for District 1. I believe that is correct.
Yes.
So I just want to say, it's been a pleasure to have Ms. Klein on the board. She's added a lot of insight and she will be surely missed.
I will miss all of you on the board, and I've really enjoyed the time, and it's been an honor serving with all of you. And I know that you will all continue to do great work for the community and for the district and all the families in it. I have total respect for everyone working for the district too, and I have learned so much, so many acronyms. So thank you all.
Thank you for your service.
Any other business for the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion 1401 to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous.
Hi, Captain.